Welcome to Billingham Stars TV, your home for highlights of the Ultimate Windows Billingham Stars. A regular Sunday night fixture at the Form Ice Arena, and visitors were the Sutton Sting. Billingham had been in action 24 hours earlier, away to the Solway Sharks, and unfortunately it was the Sharks who came away with a 4-2 victory. Billingham added netminder James Flavel and defenceman Andy Finn to their squad. Sutton languishing in 7th place in the standings, but have been on a good run recently, so we'll pick up the action in the first period. Your commentary, courtesy of NIHL Radio, with Anthony Lowe and Amy Housden.
Windridge finds Borman. Borman now working along the boards. He's got, oh, and that's a blatant cross-check. Oh, and the crowd not happy. As a Stars, it's Michael Borman gets up very gingerly. That was a blatant cross-check not given. In comes John Ross. Ross dumps it around the boards, which Andy Munro will get there first. Oh, and that's a bad hit by Movco. A very bad hit. Michael Eldon not happy. Oh. He's gone straight for Movco, and there is a scrum. It was a bad hit by Movco, and Michael Eldon not happy at that one. The import there from the stick. I would imagine that Michael Elder will pick up a penalty as well here. The Stars fans are very happy with Michael Elder there. For stepping up. Michael Elder.
Yeah, he's in the box.
Yeah, it's one of those that as much as you appreciate what Michael Elder did, going in and standing up for his teammate, he could now have cost the team a potential power play opportunity. We'll wait and see what goes on the board. Whether or not Movco gets an extra penalty, we'll have to see. Here's Jamie Patterson now on the puck for the Stars. Needs to make sure he gets it out, which he does. Oh, and there's a hit there that the Stars not happy with, and there's a Stars player down, and it's blown down. It's Luke. Is it Luke Brown? It is. That looked like a knee to me.
I can't comment, I didn't see that.
Luke Brown furious. Terry Ward almost on the ice, he's so furious. He's asking Luke Brown if he's okay. Bostrom collects, sends it off the board to James Moss. Moss leaves it for Bostrom. Bostrom on the backhand, cuts out in front, and then he winds up on top of Dimitri Zamosdra. No penalty is going to be called. He was just trying to cut out in front and wound up crashing into Zamosdra. Movco tries to go around the net. Patterson once again stopping him from being able to do anything. Patterson pushing Johnson up against the balls. Oh, and there's going to be a penalty called here. There's a penalty being called on. Is there a penalty being called on Munro here?
I think he's about as clueless about this as we are.
Well, there's been an interference call given against Andy Munro. Didn't see it. It was completely off the puck, so I have no idea whether it happened or not. But the reaction from Andy Munro would suggest not, and the Stars players just shaking their heads. Yegorov's drop back to the point towards Johnson. Oh, and he blows a tyre. Now Callum Davies, can he get in? Davies, one-on-one with Zamosdra. Great dive and poke check. Oh, and there's a penalty coming. Oh, dear me, and that looks like it could be painful for Zamosdra. Is there going to be a penalty shot? I think there might be a penalty shot coming. I'm keeping an eye out here. The Stars were on the kill, and Johnson blew a tyre, and Woolhouse, as he came back, was tripped. Spur coming forwards with pace, looking to go all the way around the back of the net. He's closed off by Finn. Shot, goal! It's Johnson with the goal. He came in, wasn't tracked. I believe that was actually Callum Davies didn't track him because he lost an edge earlier on and wasn't able to get back in time. He was stuck behind the play, and that leads to the first goal of the game on the 4-on-4, and it is 1-all here. Sorry, 1-all. It is 1-0 here to the Sutton Sting. Dumps it in. The Stars now on a shortened power play. Luke Brown goes straight at the front of the net, and now James Moss having to chase back with Vyacheslav Movco, one-on-one. Movco scores. It's a short-handed goal for the Sutton Sting, and Vyacheslav Movco finishes it off with 2 seconds remaining on Woolhouse's penalty. The Stars shouldn't have been caught out there. They just got a man back on the ice, and it was a good move by Movco to round James Flavel and pot the puck. Spur with, I think it's Andy Munro with him. Couldn't see whether it said an 8 or 6. Oh, and Jamie Patterson, that's a daft penalty to take. He's going to get an interference call. Shot goes wide. Is picked up by the Sting still, so they're trying to get the attention of Zamosdra for him to go off, but he's not going. Don't know why Zamosdra isn't bothering to try and skate, as the Stars eventually touch the puck up, and there'll be a penalty against Jamie Patterson. I'd imagine 2 minutes for interference. Sykes 1-on-1 with Goodman. Sykes tries to stick handle, loses it at first, but keeps going. Bowman with the shot from close. Oh, and that's how is that? There we go. There's the penalty. Johnson, I don't know what his problem was there.
Oh.
Goodman, sorry, it's Goodman's who's going. Goodman's saying, what about my eye? I think he's trying to claim he's took a high stick, but Goodman with a late hit on Sykes. I can't believe the first one wasn't called, but then he went down and he's pushed him a couple of times. And Chris Sykes, I think Sykes is showing that he's bleeding. The Stars bench just pointed to him and said he's bleeding, so if he is, that would be Goodman out the game. Yep.
Yeah, and
Goodman's out the game. He's coming over to have words with Chris Sykes. Yeah, Sykes just calling for Sadie the physio to come round. And Goodman is out of the game. Here he goes. He's not happy about it. So, the Sting lose one of the most experienced defencemen. So the Stars really do need to try and push on with that. As I say, just shy of 5 minutes played in the second period. So we have a 4-on-4 now. And here comes, and that was offside, Jamie Patterson. Is that not a penalty? That should have been, surely that's got to be a penalty.
That's a penalty all day long.
If he hasn't given a penalty, I don't know how. Moss controls the puck on the blue line. James Moss. Oh, and that's given away by Moss. And now a 1-on-1 for James Spur. Flavel comes out, and a great play by Flavel. Spurs down on the ice, and they are going to blow it down. It was fantastic work by James Flavel to come out and play that puck, and the incidental contact couldn't be helped. Finds Bowman, back to the point for Thornton. Thornton all the way across to Patterson. Patterson through screen, puck loose, goal for Billingham Stars! Amy forgot herself a little bit for a second there and cheered. We are both Billingham fans, apologies about that. We can't help that. But it's Michael Elder who pots the rebound from a Jamie Patterson shot, and the Stars, with 15 seconds remaining on the major power play, have half the deficit. The score now 2-1 to the Billingham Stars. As here's Movko. Movko trying to cut inside, held up by Andy Munro. Movko. Still Vyacheslav Movko. He goes down the ice and there's a penalty coming against Andy Munro. Interested to see what signal's given. There's not been a signal given by the referee so far. We'll wait and see what comes. Andy Munro just having a chat. I don't think he particularly agrees with it. I think it may be either a trip or a puck. We'll just have to wait and see what's signalled. Boarding. Collect the puck. Big hit there by Richie Thornton. Not something you hear very often, but he has been put a few. Oh, and Thornton's going to take a cross-check and penalty. Oh, and Spurs got to take one, surely. Spurs just cross-checked Richie Thornton in the face after the play. Johnson and Patterson exchanging words. Sting with the puck. They give it away though, and it's dumped down low. The Stars then give it away, and Glover has it behind his net. He's stripped of it by Ben Davison. Puck out in front for Windridge. Shot, save, and there's a scrum in front of the net. And Ben Davison down on the floor, but that's a good sequence of saves from Dimitri Zamozdra. And Davison completes his hit and gets the puck. Davison, can he find a teammate? He sends it out in front. The puck's still not cleared, and there's a holding, and it's going to be given. And James Flavel was on his way to the bench, but there'll be a holding call against. Is that Johnson going to the box? It is. It's Johnson on his way. It was a clear grab. He reached over the shoulder of Michael Bowman, grabbed hold of him and pulled him back. So the Stars will go to the power play. 6 minutes 32 played of the final period. Sykes down low, sends it straight back to Sykes. Sykes out to the back post. Oh, and Richie Thornton had ghosted into the back door, and that's a good stop by Dimitri Zamozdra. Moss stick handles his way out of his own zone before dumping it towards, well, he actually dumped it towards Dennis Bostrom, but then picked it up himself. Moss, great play by him, gets the backhand shoot. It's saved up high by Zamozdra. Still a chance. Shot by Bostrom, saved again. Jamie Patterson drops it down, and great play by Paul Windridge to complete the clear. Here's Ben Davison. There's a hook coming. There's a penalty coming against the Sting. And there's going to be some pushing. What on earth is Glover doing to Michael Bowman?
That is not.
And now Jeffcock getting involved. There's a few players getting involved. We've got a scrum. Paul Windridge being dragged away by Matt Jeffcock, who I think...
Arguably the biggest player, I think, on the ice for Sting.
It looks like Matt Jeffcock... I think Paul Windridge is something that Matt Jeffcock could well have eaten.
Yeah.
You could fit easily, I think.
Spike is experienced, but not the biggest of blokes.
I think you could easily fit 2 Paul Windridges inside Matt Jeffcock. Here's Moss. Moss. Stick handle. Sends it to the back door. Richie Thornton. What a save, Dimitri Zamosdra. My days, what a save that is.
He was already on his way down and he reached back there for that save. It just shows how good he is.
Is won by the Stars. James Moss back to the blue line. Michael Elder, who is playing on the blue line, and the puck comes to centre ice. Here's a chance now for Movko. Movko winds, fires, scores. That's the end. Oh, and Dennis Bostrom's thrown his stick. He could be in trouble there for that one. I've got to say, I'm a little bit disappointed in the effort of Richie Thornton on that goal. Richie Thornton was the only man between the goal and Vyacheslav Movko, and he just sort of skated backwards and didn't attempt to get anything on the puck. He just sort of skated backwards.
Your Man of the Match awards, unsurprisingly, daylight robbery in the Sutton Sting net, but fantastic performance and a great save near the end. So Dimitri Zamosdra, he gets their Man of the Match. And returning defenseman Jamie Patterson, he gets the honours for the Billingham Stars. Be sure to check out all of the post-game interviews. We've got 5 interviews for you on our YouTube channel. That's Billingham Stars TV. And we'll be back next Sunday. Billingham in action against the Sheffield Spartans. It's Swedish night, huge promotion for the club. So we hope you can join us then at the Forum. But we thank you for watching Billingham Stars TV, your home for highlights of the Ultimate Windows, Billingham Stars.